poetry? What does it do for you when you think about how it makes you feel?
I love writing poetry because it's very therapeutic for me. It's a therapeutic way for me to express my emotions and my thoughts. I also love using art as a way to express myself because I think that art can say what words can't. I can use shapes, colors, and images to depict my emotions and depict my scoliosis, the pain of my scoliosis, and the beauty that I found despite that. I also like composing music and playing the piano because it distracts me from my pain as well.
What do you think brings you the greatest joy when you are being creative?
I think writing poetry is my favorite thing to write, just because I feel like I can express myself freely and descriptively with similes and metaphors, and I like writing poetry about causes that are important to me, as well as my faith, and just as a way to express my thoughts and raise awareness for things that I'm passionate about.
Walk me through that kind of time in your life. When you were diagnosed, how did it come about? What were you feeling? What were you thinking?
I was diagnosed with adolescent idiopathic scoliosis in 2021 at the beginning of 9th grade. Adolescent idiopathic scoliosis affects kids ages 10 to 18, and idiopathic means that the cause is unknown. I developed my scoliosis from a growth spurt, so I wasn't born with it. Due to my scoliosis, I suffered from 24/7 constant pain. I had to wear a back brace 22 hours a day, and I attended physical therapy and yoga weekly. I initially felt alone in this experience, but I was able to use writing, art, and music to positively express myself and cope with my pain. So I'm very grateful that I have positive outlets like writing, art, and music as a way to express my emotions and turn my pain into something beautiful and relatable. And I realized that some other kids who have adolescent idiopathic scoliosis might not have the same outlets that I do to express myself. Some kids are bullied for their scoliosis, or they feel alone, or they feel that their pain is invisible. So I started the Finding Scoliosis Kindly project to raise awareness for scoliosis and let other kids know that they're not alone in this experience.
When you think about, what those other kids are going through, and it kind of, I imagine, reminds you of, what you're going through, talk to me about that feeling that you want to share with other people.
I think having scoliosis just allowed me to develop a renewed perspective of life. Having scoliosis gave me a deeper appreciation of nature. I realized that not all the trees outside are straight. Some of them are curved like my spine. And despite being curved, they stand strong and they still grow and blossom in the spring. And so that reminded me to stay strong and resilient and confident in my individuality. And so I think being able to see something or see a challenge that can cause you so much pain and difficulty and transform it into something positive, or transform it into something that can help you grow into a better person, I think it's an important perspective to develop. And I just want to be able to share my experience and share my knowledge and my new perspective with other kids who might have trouble understanding that view.
I can only imagine how difficult it is to, like you said, go through that constant pain. But, there are a lot of people who might, and even kids your age, who never make it as far as you've made it, who've not worked, they obviously work very hard in their own ways, but to take this project, to go across the world and to work so hard, and now to be recognized as, an outstanding, young scholar, making a difference in the world. How does that make you feel, just being, when you kind of take a moment to take stock of everything that you've been able to accomplish at your very young age? What does that mean to you when you think about it in your mind?
I'm just very excited and grateful for everything that has happened in my life, and I'm grateful for the gifts that God has given me and that I'm able to use to help other people. And recently I've been recognized by Prudential Emerging Visionaries for my scoliosis advocacy through Finding Scoliosis Kindly. Prudential Emerging Visionaries is a national recognition program that celebrates teenagers ages 14 through 18 who have created innovative solutions to financial and societal challenges in their community. And I was recognized for Finding Scoliosis Kindly as a societal solution. And I think I'm very grateful for the opportunity and having my scoliosis advocacy be recognized on a national scale, because that further raises scoliosis awareness and further promotes kindness and spreading compassion to kids in the community.
Now, how did you find out that you had essentially been recognized in this way? Was it something that you had applied for? Was it something that they kind of picked you out? How did that work?
When I found one of my teachers shared the opportunity with me, and it's just this application that you have to fill out. It was an application, and then it also included like this peer review process where you got to see the projects of other kids around the country who are making a difference in their community. And I think seeing so many kids making a positive impact in their community is really wonderful. And I'm very excited for the summit in April. One of the awards for the recognition program is $5,000 in funding for my project, as well as being invited to the summit in April, where I will receive coaching, the skills development, networking opportunities with the Prudential staff, and I'll also be able to meet the other Prudential Emerging Visionaries, which I'm looking forward to.
And that $5,000, I mean, how would you like to use that?
Money that I've raised from my t-shirt fundraiser, I've used that to support scoliosis screening in Nigeria, as well as get supplies for that. And I also won first place and $1,000 for a mental health scoliosis video that I made in the Soho MD mental health video contest, which I also used for scoliosis screening in Nigeria. So the $5,000 will just continue to help underserved communities and facilitate scoliosis screening there. But in the future, I also hope to establish physical therapy, scoliosis specific physical therapy, or WROC therapy as part of our medical mission. Because I'm very grateful that we did our scoliosis screening, because I was able to raise awareness for scoliosis in our community in Nigeria, as well as allow people to check if they have scoliosis and then get officially diagnosed by a doctor. However, people in Nigeria might not have access to the same resources we do, and bracing surgery or physical therapy might not be easily accessible. So bringing certified physical therapists over to Nigeria as part of our medical mission and establishing physical therapy sessions there, I think would be very helpful. Or even teaching the kids there basic yoga exercises so they can practice at home would be very helpful as well.
Yeah. How have you been able to see what you're working on, been able to help them? How does that make you feel?
I love helping other people. It makes me feel very good. And I think when you're first diagnosed with scoliosis, you feel alone and you might not even understand what's going on to you. But as you educate yourself and learn more about your own condition and how it affects you, it allows you to branch out and meet other people. I've met a lot of people with scoliosis in the Rochester community just through daily encounters or through my physical therapy or yoga. And I've also connected to kids with scoliosis in Rochester, in other U.S. states, and in different countries around the world through my scoliosis survey. and Finding Scoliosis Kindly. So in my Finding Scoliosis Kindly project, it includes an educational research survey, t-shirt fundraiser, and scoliosis screening in underserved communities in the USA and Nigeria, just as a way to raise global scoliosis awareness, educate people about the condition and the mental and physical effects of the condition, and treatment and coping mechanisms. With my survey, my educational research survey, I conducted it to assess the general knowledge of scoliosis in the population and to educate kids about positive coping mechanisms and the effects of scoliosis. That survey has reached 23 states in the US and 18 countries worldwide. And I started a t-shirt fundraiser to raise proceeds. 100% of the proceeds go to supporting scoliosis treatment and scoliosis screening in Nigeria through the Mezu International Foundation. The Mezu International Foundation is my family's organization based in the USA and Nigeria. Every year we travel to Nigeria for our medical mission, where we provide free medical care to the people in the community. And in summer 2023, I traveled to Nigeria with my family for a medical mission, and I held a scoliosis seminar there, where I educated 300 patients and kids about scoliosis, the effects of scoliosis, and afterwards I screened 20 kids for scoliosis. And I'm very grateful that I was able to do all of that despite still recovering from scoliosis surgery, which I had January 9th, 2023. So I think just the fact that my scoliosis, which has been an ongoing challenge in my life, the fact that it has allowed me to connect to kids in the community, the kids all around the world, it just makes me very grateful for it, because I think it's helped me develop into an even more compassionate person and connect to people in a new way.
Very cool. Coming out the other end of surgery, hopefully, tackling something I can only imagine is very scary. What is your best hope for yourself in this situation?
My best hope, I think, is just to keep growing and developing positively into who I'm meant to be. And I think Finding Scoliosis Kindly has helped me, and having scoliosis in general has helped me, because I've become a more compassionate person because of it. I've been able to express myself in new ways through poetry and art. This is a painting that I made in 10th grade called My Perspective of Scoliosis. So this right here is my spine, and it's red at the bottom to show that I have more pain down here in my lumbar spine, and yellow.
Here, point to that red section again.
It's red at the bottom to show that I have more pain here in my lumbar spine, and yellow at the top to show that I have a little bit less pain in my thoracic spine. And the vertebrae grow into branches here, because scoliosis has helped me to appreciate nature more, and the vulnerability yet strength within curved trees. And this tree house with the heart represents my heart and my compassion for other people, and how scoliosis has strengthened that and allowed me to branch out to other kids with scoliosis in the community. The footprints here represent other kids walking along the same path as me, and the tiny person trapped inside the spine represents how sometimes your sorrow, your pain, or your suffering can consume you and stop you from branching out. So I'm very grateful that I have positive outlets that I can use to express myself.
Point to that little person right there again. Perfect.
And the cross here and the church here represent my faith in God, and how my faith in God has helped me to persevere and get through this experience and find the positive side of it. And then the pathways here and here stretch off into the distance to show that I don't know what the future has in store for me, but I'll always try to be brave and strong and kind and let my faith in God guide me. And then lastly, everything in the painting is larger in the front and it gets smaller in the back because I drew it in perspective, which is why it's called my perspective scoliosis.